हेलो फ्रेंड्स, राजीव विजयकर बैक ऑन फिल्मी शॉर्ट्स। और आज हम जिस हस्ती के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, अकॉर्डिंग टू मी वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट एवर एक्टर्स इन हिंदी सिनेमा. नॉट ओनली दैट, I personally feel he's a world class actor who got his due only a little too late. Now I'll explain what I mean. आईब्रो रेस करते हैं और इस तरह देखते हैं, या फिर एक छोटा सा एक्सप्रेशन या एक छोटी सी न्यूआंस ऑफ हिज बॉडी लैंग्वेज conveys much more than 10 lines of dialogues by other actors, some of whom are even considered greater than him. And this man has a unique connection with me. अभी देखिए, मोबाइल जो आजकल सब लोग यूज़ करते हैं, वो उस पर हम मूवीज़ भी शूट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन मोबाइल फ़ोन पे बात करना ये एक ज़माने में ऐसी चीज़ मानी जाती थी, एज इफ इट्स समथिंग unattainable for most people. I'm talking about 1996, when mobiles were only affordable by the very high-end people in the country, and I made my first mobile call from his number. Now the setting was Mehboob Studios in Mumbai, where I had gone to attend the recording of Lakshmikant Pyarelal because I wanted to interview them. Now this recording was for Prem Granth, which was Kapoor home production, and I came to know that Lakshmi ji for some reason was not going to come that day. He normally used to come around 4 in the afternoon. So I got a little irritated because the person who told me wasn't sure whether he's coming or not, and he was hemming and hawing, and he suggested I call up Lakshmi ji's landline from somewhere far away in the studio where a public phone was there. And I was a little, upset and discussing a couple of things with one of my colleagues when somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Here, use this phone to call Lakshmi ji." So this was Rishi Kapoor's introduction to me. He did not know who I was from Adam, but I took the call and made my first mobile call on his phone to Lakshmi ji. Incidentally, at the same venue in the very same room, which in 2020 was no longer a music studio but an event auditorium, I met Rishi Kapoor for the last time, though I did not know it would be the last time. He had come back from his treatment. He was as normal as ever, and we just exchanged greetings, and he had to rush off somewhere. So this is the person I want to talk about today, Rishi Kapoor. He started out with one scene in a small way in Sri 420 way back in the 50s. But with his very first featured role in Mera Naam Joker, he won the Best Child Actor Award from the National Awards. And in his first lead role, which came about 3 years later, Bobby, he won the Filmfare Best Actor Award. Of course, I became his admirer from those days, but I was bowled over beginning with Khel Khel Mein. With Khel Khel Mein, I realized this world-class talent was there, and Amar Akbar Antony, Hum Kisse Kam Nahi, Dusra Aadmi, all the films which followed, whether it was Badalte Rishte, Sargam, Curse, Prem Rog, etc., with this speciality of shining in heroine-dominated films, like a Tawayaf or a Utsa or a Prem Rog or a Chandni, this set him apart, and he was the only guy who withstood the Amitabh Bachchan wave and the action era led by Dharmendra, Vinod Khanna and Shatrughan Sinha. So this was Rishi Kapoor, the world-class actor as I knew him. But like with Dharmendra, it took a long while to meet him after I became a journalist. And this happened only in 2009. In 2009, I called him up for an interview. Again, he did not know who I was, and he said, "Okay, call me after a few days." The next time I called him, I sincerely told him that I had watched his son Ranbir Kapoor's film Wake Up Sid, and though I did not much care for the film, I was bowled over by his phenomenal performance. That got me an appointment the next day. I remember it was a cloudy day, and I just went to the room where he entertained guests. And there was there were a lot of cushions, small cushions, and other curios and other things. And suddenly one of those cushions came to life, and it was a small puppy. Anyway, that was besides that, there was a woman standing close by whom we all know, and he said, meet my wife, her name is Neetu Singh. So I've never heard a big star introduced in such an ordinary, down to earth way. Anyway, I started chatting with him, and then he asked me after a while, "What will you have? Will you have tea?" I said, "Yes." So afterwards, when the tea came, a huge piece of cake, chocolate cake, also came along with it, and it seemed to be obviously a part of a cake rather than be a standalone pastry. So I said, "What is the occasion for this?" Because I thought he must have cut the cake for something, and he just looked at me and he said, "You are the occasion." Anyway, we struck a good rapport. This was the first of many meetings with him, and he would be very frank in his meetings, whether he was talking about himself, his career, his lows and highs, his son, his father, everybody, the generation which had changed, the films which were coming now vis-a-vis the films which were there in the past. So he was absolutely frank about everything, including his songs and his career. So he said, in our time, we never got what was due to us, as actors. And that included, he said, his heroines. Because we were all slotted in a particular way. So when Yash uncle, as he referred to Yash Chopra ji, saw my film Do Duni Char, so he said, "I never knew you could play this Delhi school teacher, middle class school teacher." So he said, "Somewhere I must have seen Mr. Duggal in my life, because acting is all about recording and reproducing. But the point here was that he was also typecast, and nobody expected this singing, dancing star who actually played the guitar or any other instrument very realistically, unlike what was prevalent at that time, that ये आदमी ऐसा रोल भी कर सकते हैं." Of course, दो दुनी चार तो बहुत ही early शुरुआत थी, after which he did fantastic work in Agnipath, in Kapoor and Sons, and he always said to me कि ये मेकअप वगैरह मुझे हेल्प करता है, लेकिन अगर जुनून नहीं होगा ना तो खाली मेकअप से कुछ नहीं होता है. So when he did all these wonderful roles which finally earned him reputation as an actor, but sadly not as a world-class actor, I expected all that from him. I expected that wonderful performance where he totally overshadowed Naseeruddin Shah in a forgotten 1989 film called Khoj, which was his first negative role. And he was absolutely spellbinding in that. So ये ऋषि कपूर थे, and he had a very mercurial kind of temper, so suddenly he would boil over at what he thought was an improper question from me, and then I would look at him and put it in another way, and he would immediately soften down and say, "हाँ तो ऐसे बोलो ना." Like one day I asked him for an interview at the time of 102 Not Out, and he told me, "अभी मैं group interview करके आया, I'm never going to do that in my life again, so I don't want to meet anyone for this movie." And within 10 minutes, believe it or not, he called me and he said, "You wanted to meet me. Can you come tomorrow at 11 o'clock?" This was the tone, literally. I mean, they threw away the mold after they made Rishi Kapoor. When I remember meeting him for my book on Dharmendra on the phone, he had told me, "देखो मैं ज़्यादा कुछ तो बोल नहीं सकूँगा," but believe it or not, again, he gave some of the best insights into Dharmendra and lovely anecdotes. And when finally he published his biography, he suddenly called me out of the blue and said, "Hi Rajiv, this is Rishi Kapoor. Give me your residential address, please. I want to send you a copy." And he sent me a copy with a lovely message. Absolutely lovely message, which makes up a lot for the fact that sadly I have never clicked a picture with him. It was just one of those things. So friends, this is Rishi Kapoor, truly a world-class performer, and may his soul rest in peace. This is Rajiv Vijayakar signing off. If you like this video, share and subscribe. Thank you. Till next time.